Welcome to Taboo Topics by Fashion First Aid. I am your host, Honest Kim, here today live with Annie, the psychic sidekick, who is still sick after a month and a half.
Hey everyone! Woo! I'm not really.
Today we are talking about the super exciting subject of sweaters. Talk about avoiding sweat, balls, and shrinkage. And then after that, we're going to give our Dick of the Week award. Jeez, it's so phallic this week. And followed up by our Psychic Sidekicks predictions. So let's get started talking about sweaters.
All right. You want to talk about balls first?
No, I want to go in order. I want to talk about sweat first.
Okay, let's talk about sweat.
So isn't it interesting, the words? So let's say you sweat in your sweater, which maybe by its term you should be doing, but then it gets it gross. And the thing is, have you dry cleaned a sweater, Psychic Sidekick?
Yes, I have several times.
How much did it cost?
Probably like $12.
Yeah, I think I paid something like $12 or $15 to get this sweater right here cleaned, because it had been some time, and it was the end of the season. I got it cleaned. I got it back, and it was seriously about 9 inches longer. Like, no, maybe even 12. It was ridiculous. I was like, what? Is this a dress now? I was really disappointed.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yes. Or you know what? Yeah, that definitely has happened to me. It's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive and it's a pain. It's like, really? So now I need to like wet it with hot water kind of and put it in the dryer a little bit and see if it shrinks it up, because it's stupid. And I paid money for that. But this is the thing. The best thing to do, in my opinion, with your sweater is to put underarm shields in the pits to keep you and your deodorant off of it. Or if you can, to wear an undershirt under it, which isn't always the case for women. But that will keep your sweater cleaner longer, so you don't have to dry clean it. What do you think about that?
I like that. Garment guards are my favorite thing to actually wear when it comes to sweaters, especially something like this, because obviously right now it's freezing cold in Southern California, but at other times it's not sweating through my t-shirt and then onto the sweater. All I have to do is pull them out and then put in new ones.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So that saves you on dry cleaning and all the hassle with cleaning it. It also keeps your sweater from getting weird discolored if it's a light color one or whatnot. So that's talking about sweat and sweater. So the number one thing is try to keep you off your sweater, and if you can't and you sweat a lot in it, clean it right away, whether it's, we'll talk about later, washing it or taking it to the cleaners. But get you off your sweater, because that gets gross and stains and is hard to get out later on.
Oh, by the way, Laura Preston just sent us a message saying a sweater is a catch-all for a variety of knit garments.
Oh, thanks, Laura. In American English, right?
Yes. So it can be a pullover, it can be a cardigan. If you're in Britain, it's a jumper or a jersey.
Ooh, jersey. Then I think it's like jersey knit specific. Anyway, thanks, Laura Preston. So let's go on and talk about the next thing about sweaters, shrinkage. So we mentioned...
I've had one turn into, what is those crop tops where your like belly shows?
Yeah.
My dad accidentally threw my sweater in the dryer, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I was trying to help. Can't get mad at the guy for helping. A little upset that I have a cardigan or I have a crop top.
You know, what you can do in that case is you can wet it again and just hang it up sopping wet. And sometimes that pulls the fabric, the weight of the water will pull it down a little bit. And you can also try kind of, when it's wet, shaping it and pulling it down a little.
What's that old torture device that they had back in the day that would stretch people out? I would just take the bottom of the sweater with both my feet and hold down with both my feet and pull it up from the top and try and stretch it that way.
Be careful, though, because then you'll end up with foot marks in the bottom of your sweater, too.
I did it barefoot.
Oh. Your toes still... I mean, just be careful. Try and not stretch it out and down at the same time.
No, like I would put my feet like this on
Okay.
over the whole line of sweater.
I see what you're saying. Good work. You know, so try and keep it separated. But generally, I wash all of my sweaters because I buy pretty much only cashmere and washable wool and cotton sweaters.
So do you put them in the washing machine?
No, I use soak wash. I use soak wash because it's easy, it smells good, and it gets my sweaters really clean. And you just put a little bit in a basin with your sweaters and just let it sit for 15 minutes. I find that if I use the delicate cycle in my washing machine, I end up with more balls on my sweater because even though it's light friction, there's still friction.
So you wouldn't just use Tide soap that you might use in your regular wash?
You know, if your sweater is acrylic or something synthetic, you can. But for all my natural fiber sweaters, I use soak wash, or I use, or with cotton you could use Tide. But with my wool and cashmere, and if there were silk, I use something that doesn't have an enzyme in it, or a protein. That eats protein, because the natural fibers like wool and silk are protein based. So that's what Woolite is. It just doesn't have the enzyme in it that is a protein digester. And same with soak wash.
Cool.
Yep. Cool. So that's how we wash them. And Annie did a fantastic video we have on our YouTube site, which I refer a lot of people to, on how to wash your cashmere. And it shows us putting the soak wash in. It shows her pulling it out, not wringing it, putting in a clean towel, doing what I call the jelly roll, rolling it up, stepping on it to get the excess moisture out, and laying it flat to dry. So that is my preferred method, and a great video that the Psychic Sidekick put together on how to wash your cashmere and wool sweaters. Woo woo! Thanks, Sidekick.
And our video.
Yep, there's a link to it in our article. I also like the music; it's fun. Anyway, thanks, Psychic. So the last thing we're going to talk about is your favorite topic, balls.
Yay, balls. Do you know how much I paid to depill my sweater?
How much?
I paid $5.
To whom?
A dry cleaner.
You just said, hey, dry cleaner, depill my sweater.
Or I was like, hey, well, I was having issues doing it because I felt like I was going to ruin it when I was trying to depill it. And they're like, all right, we can do that for you for $5. So they depilled it for $5.
Was it one of your Vince cashmere sweaters?
No.
Oh.
Wait, does it have purple on the bottom?
Gray.
Oh, I have a purple one like that.
Yeah.
This one's a Vince one. It has some, there we go.
I feel like when you buy a sweater, if it starts off being fuzzy, it's going to just pill more. You know, like this one I have on is an icebreaker. It just doesn't pill.
What is it made out of?
It's merino wool, but it's not super fuzzy. So I feel like it's the fuzz factor, if you know it's going to pill or not. The other thing I feel like, and maybe because if it's fuzzier, they use shorter length fibers, so maybe the shorter length fibers pill more. But this one got super pilly down here, I think from my purse and my tote bags. Down around like the hip area.
For the people that can't see the video, describe what the pilling looks like on your sweater.
It's just kind of around my hip and buttocks, like side of the buttocks area. There's just a bunch of balls down around my hip. And it looks bad. And the sweater I've only worn a handful of times. And I've even depilled it in the middle. I think it just happens with certain sweaters. So my theory is some people have had really bad experiences when they try to depill themselves with one of those electric depillers.
Oh, those scare me. I feel like it'll put a hole in your shirt.
Yeah, I feel like I could, fuzz gone wild with those. So I love this sweater comb, which we buy and sell, or you could just buy directly, and it's cedar, so you can store it with your sweaters to help repel insects. But really, I have it right here. It's just this comb, and it's got this mesh screen, and I just take it and I just go like this, and I just brush it all over my whole sweater, normally on a flat surface, not in the air. And it takes about 2 minutes, and you just go like this, and then at the end you pull the fuzz off. It just accumulates on the end of the mesh screen and throw it away. It's really fast and easy, and this thing costs about $10.95 anyway, so, you know, I think having it on hand is a good thing.
So do you think it's synthetic materials or natural materials that tend to pill more? Because I have this, I don't know, blend where it's nylon and wool combination. And
Ugh.
I love the sweater, but it's really pilly.
I think it's just the length of the fibers they use.
Oh.
So, I mean, some acrylic sweaters ball a lot. I think it's really just fiber length, to be honest. But I would avoid nylon entirely in sweaters because it seriously grabs any sort of stink and sucks it in and just magnifies it. Nylon is the stinkiest material in the world.
You have garment right here?
Oh, I need to. Nope. Smells good right now, but I need to put garment guard in it.
See, but wool is the opposite of nylon. You could sweat to the oldies all the time in wool and just air it out when you're done, and you could, you know, sweat to the oldies for a week in the same shirt and be okay if it's wool. It's so awesome.
Unfortunately, that is a blend. 30% wool, 30% nylon, and 30% something else.
And 10% awesome.
Yeah.
I love your OJ. Get well, Biner. Maybe go to the doctor.
What are they going to do? They're like, my snot's clear, everything's clear, it's just I have this lingering cough.
Maybe they could put a pipe down your throat and suck it out.
That could be possible. May have walking pneumonia. Who knows?
Maybe you should go find out. Pneumonia is serious.
All you do is rest. I make sure I get 8 hours of sleep every night. But enough talk about me. Let's talk about, what are we talking about? Dick of the week next?
Yep, Dick of the week. Do you have any nominations?
Well, we were thinking about it's something that rhymes with Felicia. Dick of the week are crazy pregnant lady. No offense to the pregnant ladies, I understand hormones, but I just feel like this person, we'll call her Felicia with an F, was just a little bit kind of like do you have bridezillas? Is there like mommyzillas that like want to dictate what goes on at their baby shower and invite 59 people?
Okay, wait a minute. Is this the carryover from last week?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my only nomination.
So the carryover from last week was someone who invited everyone's friends and basically bad baby shower.
Bad baby shower etiquette. I just feel that when someone offers to host you a party, you shouldn't really be like, I want this, I want that, I want this. You just say, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. Like, you don't like demand things. You're just like, hey, do you think we could try this or that? Like, nice suggestions. And be part of the planning and not just call or text messages. No?
Well, maybe, yeah. I mean, I agree with you. But at the same time, if someone offers to throw you a party, then you just say thank you and what can I do to help? And if they say nothing, then say great, thank you, and be done with it. Like, that's an honor. It's such an honor to have someone throw you a party, for real.
I know, but if that person you're throwing the party for kind of ends up being a mommy like Zilla and tells you, I want this, I want that, we're inviting this many people when we only wanted to invite 30 people.
And then she had another church bridal shower the night before yours?
With 100 people.
I think that's weird.
People that, like, I feel like there's a lot of, like, weddings coming up. And the brides, I was listening to someone in the break room the other day that I was in, and this lady was just talking about a bridezilla, and I thought it was hilarious, where she thought her bridesmaids weren't grateful enough for being bridesmaids, and they went to some concert and she rented a $500 hotel room, and because someone put an unflattering picture of her online, she just went bridezilla and freaked out.
Let's do this. Let's let's give the Dick of the Week award to all the people who are ungrateful
Ooh, I like
when
that.
it comes to bridal and baby things.
Yes.
Right? On. Let's go to the prediction.
Predictions. Okay. Predictions. What? You know what? Life's gonna be stressful this week.
You
Suck it
say that
up
every
and
week.
what?
You say that every week.
Do I really? Um, go get a facial. You deserve a facial, Kim. You should go get one.
Are you just saying because my skin's a little wrinkly?
Your skin looks perfect.
Overexposed. Overexposed.
Oh, I should overexpose. Just look at the inner self. Don't look at your face. Look at your inner self. Are you happy? Are you grateful? When was the last time you told someone you loved them? When was the last time you gave a random stranger a hug? When did you pick up a random piece of trash off the street?
Oh,
You know
I
what?
did. I found a dustpan. It was awesome.
Oh, awesome. So, like Kim, pick up that piece of trash. Give a stranger a hug. Help someone out because you don't know what their life is like and what they're dealing with. Sometimes people just need a hug. Or just remind yourself every day this week, 3 things you're grateful for. Just take that moment and just be like, I'm grateful for Kim. I'm grateful for Jesse. I'm grateful for Mama.
Aw, I like that. Do you have any lucky numbers this week, Psychic?
Let's see. 4,176. 3, 4, 28, and 75.
Oh, great. I love it. Thank you so much. Well, thank you, everyone, for tuning in this week. Next week, we have a great show. I'm so excited for it. We have, hopefully, to be confirmed, a special guest. We are talking about busty girls tricks you need up your sleeve. And if you've got boobs, how to deal with them in your wardrobe and ways to keep you sane with the girls. So I'm super excited for next week. So thank you for tuning in this week. This is your host, Honest Kim, here with the Psychic Sidekick, Annie, with Taboo Topics by Fashion First Aid. See you next Tuesday.
Arrivederci!